You wouldn't build a house without a foundation, so why try to build a business without one? Grow your contracting business and grow your mind with Growth Mindset Monday.
All right. Here we are, another beautiful Monday in this great country of ours. God bless America. What other place in the world can you wake up any day of the week and go out and hustle your way to success? I don't know, man. It'd be hard pressed to find a better country than ours. Well, you guys know the drill. If you are here live, go ahead and drop your name, your business name, and where it is you're from so we can give you the good old shout out. Man, what a crazy weekend it was for us. I will tell you that there's a lot of lessons learned outside of just being a contractor that apply to being a contractor. And I'll give you a perfect example as you guys are checking in here. My son, my youngest, 19 years old, bought his first car. Now it's a 2001 Subaru Forester. I'll pause for dramatic effect. Yes, 2001 Subaru Forester, $1,900. He found it on Facebook. And I, as his father, said, hey, this is a perfect opportunity for a life lesson for Junior, right? Let's go out there. I will coach you, guide you from the sidelines, but ultimately let's see if we can get you, to make this deal happen. And so we go down, meet at this restaurant parking lot. Guy shows up. He's got the what, for lack of a better term, the whoopty rolls in. It's this brown and green two-toned Subaru, right? And a Forester's kind of like a station wagon, for lack of a better term. And it is not a pretty vehicle, but hey, it's not my car and it's not my money. He's going to make this decision. So he gets out and he goes and he has this conversation with this kid. He comes back. He's like, hey, Dad, I think it's a good deal. Should I just pay him? I was like, whoa, Junior. How about we take it for a drive first? What do you think? He's like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. So he asked the guy and he goes for a drive. Well, I thought he was going to invite this kid to go with him, but no, the kid is just sitting there texting on his phone while my son's out cruising around in his car. Well, he calls us on the road. He's like, yeah, it drives okay. I was like, yeah, well, it's a 2001. I don't know what you're expecting. Did you take it on the freeway? No, I didn't take it on the freeway. Should I take it on the freeway? Yeah, you should take it on the freeway. So he takes it out on the freeway and he cruises around a little bit and comes rolling back, right? And so they talk a little bit more and I was like, okay, so you need to check the basics. And now it's kind of like getting dusk, right? A little dark. And I was like, you got to check the tires, got air, everything looks good, open up the hood, see if you can see any engine leaks or oils, you hear anything that doesn't sound normal, right? And so he's kind of going through this process. And we agree to meet the guy the next day because I want my son to think about it, right? Not rush any decisions like his dad likes to do. So we come back the next day. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning, right? Guy comes whipping in with his ride. My son went to the bank. He's got his envelope full of cash, walks up to him, right? And they do the deal, gets the title, signs it off, right? So he heads home. Wife and I head over to grab some breakfast, and then we head home. Well, a couple hours later, he's like, all right, Dad, hey, I'm going to head back to the dorms. I'm like, cool. See you later. Enjoy everything. And we talked a little bit about, registering the car and all that good stuff. Well, he comes back in 30 seconds later. He's like, Dad, we got a flat tire. I was like, what do you mean you got a flat tire? He's like, I got a flat tire. I'm like, well, can we drive it to the gas station and fill it up? He's like, no. So I walk out. It is completely flat. In 2 hours, the tire is completely flat. I'm like, what about a spare? And he's like, there's no spare. So here we are in the middle of the afternoon on a Saturday, now kind of stuck, right? So I'm like, all right, well, let's get the tire size. I start calling around. Costco doesn't have it. Discount Tire doesn't have it. Big O Tire doesn't have it. Call Walmart. Walmart's got two out of the 4 tires that we need. And I'm like, well, screw it. We'll just pick the 2 worst ones, take them off, throw the new ones on, and off we go. So we get down to Walmart. By the way, we have to tow the truck to Walmart because we can't drive it. So we get down to Walmart and go through that whole process. Finally, the mechanic or whoever it is, the guy's going to change the tires, comes and he's like, yeah, we have a problem. I can't change your tires. And we're like, why not? He's like, well, it has to be 4 new tires. Like, I can't do 2. Like, they don't allow us to do that. I was like, oh, great. Here we go. So now I'm calling around to the rest of the tire shops, find a Pep Boys 25 minutes away that's got 2 more tires, different brand, same size. So we haul ass to this other Pep Boys, buy the tires, come back. Finally, it's like 7:30. They close at 7:30, and we get 4 brand new tires put on a 2001 Subaru Forester, 2 different brands, but we are happy as a clam, right? Now, why am I telling you about my escapades this weekend? Sure, so you can laugh with me or maybe at me, depending on who you are. But more than anything, it's because I want you to understand how this applies to you and your business. You see, most of the time when we walk into business, we're like, hey, here's a sign. I'm open. You're shaking hands. You're handing out business cards. You're going to networking groups. You're doing all this stuff. And you're like, yay, business. But we don't take time to think things through, right? All the way through. Now, when I went out to go check my son's flat tire, I looked at the tires. The tires were bald. Like, I'm not talking about like maybe a little bit of tread left. I'm talking about bald, like you could run water and it would just fall right off it. Like, it's not sticking anywhere, right? Which would have been a clue that if not then, but soon, he was going to need brand new tires. Dad, of course, covered that. Thanks, Dad. $550 later, I think I made out all right, but I made him pay for the tow truck. But we look at this business-wise and we say, how come we don't treat our business the way that we should? Why are we reactive to business instead of proactive? Now, what do I mean by that? It's the beginning of March. Some of you guys in the southern states, you're like licking your chops. You're like, it's warming up, off we go. Some of us in our mid to northern states were like, hey, it was warm last week and now it's going to be snowing again. So just kidding, second winter, whatever you want to call it. But we wait for something to happen. We wait for someone to call us. We wait for someone to want to have lunch with us. We wait for someone to ask about our business, and we wait and we wait and we wait. Like somehow that's going to work. Some of you, though, you think you're a little more proactive and you're like, hey, I'm going to get on social media and I'm going to post about my business. I'll be like, my name is John. I own a landscaping company. I can do landscaping. You should hire me. Send. And then you wait around for the phone to ring and it doesn't ring. And you wait around for messages on Facebook and you don't get any messages on Facebook because that's not the way that marketing works, right? So today I want to talk very high level, an understanding that you can have about what it takes to succeed in business when it comes to marketing, specifically marketing, right? Now, before we get rolling, I do want to give you guys your props where props is due. We got Christina with Zacharias Landscaping LLC out of SoCal. Welcome to the show. We got Jojo M Contracting, Dickinson, North Dakota. Bet you're freezing right now. We got Keanu Reed, Project Blueprint LLC, Monet, Missouri. We got Shaylee Williams. What's up, Shaylee? Shaylee Ashton Williams. Ashton, I don't know. Shaylee, you got to figure that one out. Blue Arrow Build, Eagle Mountain, Utah, which, by the way, she came to our workshop last week. Thanks for coming. We got Edward Schwartz from Central Florida. Joe Gideon sounds like he was running on May Pops. Yes, he was running on May Pops. And one did pop, apparently. So Anyway, so back to marketing, right? Now, why marketing? Why is marketing so important? Marketing is the lifeblood of business. The lifeblood of business, right? We would love to have a referral-based business, meaning that you just have the sign up and all of a sudden somebody calls, right? Or somebody posts about you on Facebook and then everybody calls, right? And then we keep playing this game of like hoping and praying that something's going to happen. And it doesn't happen because that's not the way the business works, right? Now, I'm teaching a class for the Home Builders Association here tomorrow, and it's a 3-hour class. In 3 hours, I am scraping the surface of marketing. 3 hours, right? I'm telling you that because marketing is a full-time job. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go hire somebody to do your marketing for you, right? This is a levels game. So depending on what level you're at, you're going to play the game. Okay. Don't go hire somebody that's $120,000 a year to run your business if you're doing $250 a year. Bad financial investment. Okay. But I want you to understand at the surface what marketing is. But before I do, I want to get you some numbers. Why? Because I like numbers. I'm not the best at numbers, but I like numbers. Here's one for you. 60%, 60% of contractors never follow up with their leads. Woo. Is that you? Am I making you feel all uncomfortable and squeamy in your seat right now? Hopefully 60%. By the way, on average, to close somebody, it's 7 to 15 what we call touch points. So 7 to 15 times you are following up. 60% of contractors never follow up with their leads. Okay. Now, I'll give you an example from the real estate space. There's a couple of guys that I follow there. And one gentleman in particular says, we reach out 11 times in 3 days. 11 times in 3 days. Day 1, 3 phone calls, 1 email. Day 2, 3 phone calls, 1 email. Day 3, 1 phone call, 2 text messages. That's how much it takes to follow up with somebody. If they're reaching out to you, they're interested, but they may get cold feet or they may get distracted or something may happen. But ultimately, it's up to you to follow up with them. Now, Christina wrote on here, so I want to put her comment up. She says, within 2 days, you get the contract. That's great. That means you're following up, right? That's exactly what you should be doing. We had Kennard Alston, Smart RE Builders, Land Development out of Maryland. Welcome to the show. And then Ashley Rodriguez, hello from Georgia. Welcome. So 60%, right? There's stat number 1. Here's the second one for you. 50% of the contracts that are won by the contractor who reaches back out first, right? You're like, but I'm on a job and my phone rings and I don't want to answer it. Well, you better find somebody to answer it, because if you don't, it's going to go to the next guy. Like, think about this. When you go to Amazon to shop, or you go to the grocery store to shop, or you go to the tire shop to shop, are you always looking at just one option? No, nobody ever looks at just one option. So what makes you think that they're just calling you? Like, this is the funniest thing ever with contractors. Oh, they're just calling me, so I've got time to respond to them. I've got time to give them my bid. No, you don't. Here's another real life example. My partner and I recently started a commercial construction management company, which basically means we're helping herd cats, right? There's some subs that he doesn't want to deal with. He said, I will hire you to manage these subs, license, insurance, get their bids, get them to do the work. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do that. Right. So we get started on this and we have 3 trades. That's it. We have framing, we have drywall, we have paint, 3 trades. Okay. So I put this out to my network, of which I know, by the way, hundreds of contractors here locally. I put this online in different Facebook groups, and I have about 50 people out of these 3 trades, 50 people who respond, hey, I'm interested. Okay. So we go through our process, which is very simple. Send us a copy of your license and insurance, and we will send you a copy of the plans so you can bid them. Oh, and by the way, we're going to make it even easier for you. We're going to give you our budget so you know where your numbers need to be. Of the 50, 22, so that's less than half, submit their numbers to us. Okay? Less than half. Or excuse me, not their numbers. Submit their license and their insurance to us. Okay? Less than half. So then of those, we send out the plans and we say, hey, you have 10 days, which is more than enough time. You have 10 days to respond to us with your bid if you want us to consider it. 10 days. We had 6. So out of 50 contractors, we had 6, which is 12%. 12% of contractors responded with a bid. Now, one of those we threw out because he was above the number that we said he needed to be at. Like not even close either. He was like $20,000 above, right? Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to understand that marketing is more than just really cool t-shirts with your logo on it, or getting your truck wrapped, or having the nice shiny business cards. Marketing is not just about getting in front of your right people. It's about following up with them until you get to the conversational piece of let's do a deal, right? That is marketing. Hope you guys are getting some out of this. Please, please, please. Okay. Now, next piece, online. How many of you guys are online? Like legit online. I don't mean like, hey, we have a business profile for our company and we post on it once every 3 or 4 months. I mean like legit online. You have a Google business profile that's set up and optimized. You have a page that you're consistently posting to. You're answering questions. You're engaging with your audience. You're showing how-to videos, like legit online business, right? Christina says that she does. Good for you, Christina. Anybody else? This is your chance. You can show off in front of all of us. We'd love for you to do that, right? While you're waiting, or while I'm waiting for you to respond, here's some more stats for you, okay? 97% of consumers go online to find local services. 97% go online, meaning they're going to a Facebook group to ask, meaning that they're Googling, i.e. Google Business Profile, meaning that they're asking a friend, right? They're going online. They're searching for what they want. 97%. So if you don't have an online presence, you're missing out on 97% of potential work. Let that one sink in for a minute. Here's another one for you. 70% of consumers say that if they, quote unquote, Google a business and they don't see an online presence, they don't see an online profile, they don't see anything online, they're not going to do business with them because they don't trust them. 97% say they go online to find local services, and 70% of them say they will not trust you if you don't have an online presence. Crazy. Okay. Now, again, I could sit here for days really and talk about marketing, but I want to give you something tactical and something tangible that you can do. Okay. Number one, and most important, don't think you have to be the expert. Nobody expects you to be the expert. Okay. So take that fear of being in front of the camera. The picture doesn't turn out right. The audio is bad. My description isn't the best. Take all those and throw them to the side for now. Okay. You just need a very simple strategy. We don't have time in here to go through all the strategies, but my invitation for you is either Google it or use ChatGPT or one of these other companies and say, I am a plumber, landscaper, remodeler, whatever it is. I need to create a 30-day content calendar online. Here's the things I'm comfortable doing: taking pictures, doing videos, talking about problems. Help me come up with a calendar. And the programs will help you come up with a calendar, right? Super simple. Don't make this more complicated. And then you just look at the calendar and it says, today you need to shoot a video about whatever. So go out to a job site, which by the way is the easiest. Go out to a job site and show whatever it is that you need to show. Let's say you're a plumber. Cool. Let's say you work in people's homes. All right. So go to a sink and go, hey, if you have a leaky sink, odds are it's one of these three things. So check this, check this, check this. Done. 1 minute, you're out. But that 1 minute could find that one person who's looking for someone like you. Crazy, right? Could be a static post where it's just you and you just take a picture with your employees on a job site and say, hey, we just got done, landscaping this backyard. It was great working with this client. It's awesome. Call us if you have any needs, right? Just something super simple. So content calendar, number one, most important. Okay. Number two is going to be your social profiles, right? Make it as easy as possible for someone to find you. If I Google plumbers near me, am I going to find you? Do you have a Google business profile set up or not? Right? If not, you need to do it. Now, I'm not going to tell you or recommend who you should use, right? Put your big boy pants on and do what everybody else is doing to you. Google them. Okay. So that's what you got to do. Now, I will give you a little bit of a what's that called? A saving grace or a lifeline. There we go. I was trying to think of the word there. I'll give you a lifeline. Okay. This coming March 27th, we are hosting a 3-hour Google business profile class where we will show you everything you need to know about running your own Google business profile without having to hire somebody. If you want to hire somebody, awesome, go hire them. But if you want to learn how to do it yourself, we're going to be hosting a class. Okay. Between Contractor Plus, Justin and I, we're going to be sending out some emails, some reminders for you, but we're going to be having this. Now, if you happen to be local in the Salt Lake City area, we'd love to have you here in our office. If not, it's okay. We're going to be live streaming it. Ding, ding, ding. We just figured out how to do that. So we're pretty excited about it. Now, why are we doing this for you? It's an option for you to learn how to do the thing you need to do the way you need to do it, right? The reasons we don't do things is because we don't know it and we don't understand it. So we're going to overcome those for you, right? Now, end of the day, understand this, right? Marketing, you have to get in front of people, okay? And it's either going to be you standing on a street sign or street corner with a street sign saying, hey, looking for landscaping work, looking for plumbing work, looking for electrical work, or it's going to be you putting yourself in front of positions or places where your people are, i.e. online. So if you don't have a strategy, let's create one. Number one, most importantly, find ChatGPT. By the way, if you're not using ChatGPT, come on now. Or one of the DeepSeek or Gronk or all these other names, find one. Find one, make it your home, start using it. Every single day, I'm on ChatGPT. Every single day. Why? Because it helps me formulate answers. It helps me come up with game plans. It helps me structure information. And it saves me a ton of time and energy. And it'll do the same for you. So find one that works for you, okay? Ask it questions. And by the way, you can ask it questions and say, if you don't have enough information, ask me the questions that you need to get the answer that I'm looking for. It'll ask you, okay? So come up with a content strategy, number one. And number two, learn how to leverage your Google business profile. People are going to be Googling someone. Is that someone going to be you? I sure as hell hope so. All right. You guys know what time it is. Take this information, do something with it. It's Monday. Let's make this a killer week. Time for you to get after it. 3, 2, 1. Off you go.